Thank you, my colleagues Genevieve and Angel, for discussing what is identity and role confusion. Now that I know that you fully understand what are those two, I will discuss what will happen if those two combine itself, and it will be called as virtue. Virtue of the stage 5 identity and role confusion is fidelity. Fidelity means it's staying true to yourself while respecting others' differences. To clarify it, a person with fidelity can commit to values, relationship, and goals without feeling lost. So it means a person with fidelity is about being true to himself, being commit to other kinds of values, relationship, and goals while respecting others' differences. For example, a young adult chooses a career in teaching while their parents prefer business. Um, the person respect their parents' point of view but stay to his passion. So, uh, the young adult chooses his passion while respecting the point of view of their parents that him choosing teaching while their parents is choose business. And another example, a student stands by their ethical belief and debate while still acknowledging the opposing viewpoints. This is very common to us where most people fight and debate some religious belief, but still if you are a person who has fidelity, you may respect and acknowledge the other's point of view. That is the main goal of fidelity. It's about respecting others while being true to yourself. And the last example is maybe a person with a long-term relationship that is remain loyal and committed despite the challenges and while balancing his self and their shared goals or values. Mm, Something like that. It's about being true to yourself and respecting others. That you learn about the virtue, let's go to what are the maladaptation and malignancy of the identity and role confusion. Let's start with maladaptation. It means too much of identity, and we call that fanatism. It's about being when someone becomes too obsessive with their identity and rejects or disrespect others' perspective. Um, it's like, for example, a sports fan is aggressively criticized anyone who supports the rival team and refusing to accept different opinions. It's like you are too obsessed of the identity or something that you rejects and disrespects others' point of view when they try to criticize the thing that you like the most. For example, people who like, for example, if I am a person with fanatism, I like anime, and those who doesn't like anime, I will just fight them and reject them and be disrespect with their opinions because I'm too obsessed with my hobbies. So kind of like that. It's about being obsessive about something while rejecting or disrespecting others' point of view. Another example, it's about a person refuses to communicate with others in their other cultural and religious group. It's like a person who has too much identity about his religion, he or she will disrespect others' point of view because it's not the same as he believes in. So that is what we call fanatism or too much identity, and this is the maladaptation of identity. Now, let's go to malignancy. It's about the lack of identity, or it's like the other part of it's like the same as the role confusion, but this is a lack of identity. It's reputation. reputation. I'm sorry for the still trying to learn the word, know the word more. It's about it's rejecting its identity and responsibility, a reputation, or yeah, that is a person who feel lost and rebel against society and himself and refuse to make decisions. The most and the best example is this is a teenager who refuses their future and avoid responsibilities, saying that I don't care anymore and I don't care what I belong. It's like a person who think that what it is what it is and doesn't care about the future and doesn't take responsibilities and saying that I don't care about things. So most of these are like teenagers who don't like doing things for their future because they don't have motivation or just reputation. They lack the identity to prove who themselves and uninspired. So this is its malignancy and reputation. And these and foes are the virtue of the combination of identity and role confusion and the maladaptation and malignancy. That's all. Thank you. Now that you learned the stage 5 of virtue and malignancy and maladaptation, now let's go forth of the stage 6 of psychosocial theory, where is the intimacy and isolation. Now, the same as the stage 5, the stage 6 has also the virtue, malignancy, and maladaptation. So let's tackle them now. So, in the combination of isolation and our intimacy versus isolation is what we call love. It's love itself. It's love means forming a healthy and supportive and lasting relationship, not just others but also yourself. It involves being commitment to your passion and have the emotional security and also mutual respect and respect to yourself. It's like loving yourself and caring yourself to other because it's okay to like have your own time and sometimes it's okay to socialize, so you can do both. Same, this is the purpose. It's about intimacy versus isolation, but if you combine them, it became a healthy situation and we call that love. For example, married couples support each other's dreams and challenges while maintaining a strong emotional bond. So this is like in a relation kind of stuff where they support each other and they have different boundaries too, but they have they maintain a strong emotional bond. How about another one like parents provides emotional and moral supports to their child while allowing them to grow independently. These kind of examples like the parents same as us, like the parents are supporting us and give us some motivational and emotional support where they allow us to do things that we like and to become more independent. So this is like love. This is the main thing about love. It's about supporting one another and loving yourself and having a mutual respect. Now that we learn about its virtue, let's talk about adaptation of this stage 6. It is promiscuity or too much intimacy. Promiscuity or too much intimacy. It's about a person who became shallow or quick emotional with others without true commitment. It's like it's like having an infatuation about someone or something because they doesn't realize, or they just having too much intimacy. They like to jump one relationship to other because they fear about being alone rather than having a deep bond. This is what happening to the most teenagers now. They are became promiscuity, like they are became shallow and quick emotional, where they find relationship more and more without forming a strong bond. um, if you want, for example, a person who frequently shares deep personal details with strangers, forming attachment too quickly, someone who enters like multiple kinds of relationship, like a person who love a lot of people while making some temporary attractions without meaningful connection. So this is promiscuity. Too much intimacy. This is the maladaptation of the stage 6. And now it's malignancy. We will talk about exclusivity. It's about the lack of intimacy or isolation itself. Exclusivity means a person who completely avoids relationship and isolates themselves. Um, it's like a person who doesn't need anyone and refuse to make emotional connection. S- So, like for example, a person who chooses to live alone forever, avoiding friendship, avoiding romantic relationship due to some trust issues or traumas or other kind of mental conditions that they had from the past, where they chooses to just be alone. And to be honest, I don't know if this is really a bad thing, because most people have their own choices. But if this inclusivity means about the lack of intimacy and trying to avoid others, including their family and their close friends, so this is a bad thing. But for me, like having yourself and having fun with yourself, it's like it's okay. But in this case, it's really bad, because a person who lives alone while avoiding his or her family and friends, and trying not to be having an emotional connection to others, can lead to a serious mental health problem. So maybe this is kind of bad if you lack intimacy. And so again, this is the stage 6, uh, intimacy and isolation, where its virtue is love, its maladaptation is promiscuity, and its malignancy is the exclusivity. So thank you for listening, and that's all.